This is Greg Vincent with Ag Web. Sarah Brown, the livestock editor with Farm Journal magazine, and I recently had the opportunity to sit down with Wayne Pacelle, who is the president and CEO of the Humane Society of the United States, recently when he visited the State House in Jefferson City, Missouri.
Well, thank you so much for taking time to visit us today. Kind of tell us what your activities are today, and I know you have a full schedule, so we'll be quick.
Yes. Well, there have been a number of bills introduced in the State House and the State Senate here in Missouri to repeal or gut Proposition B, which voters just approved 2 months ago. So I'm here to basically advocate for protecting Prop B and allowing the will of the people to be expressed. And frankly, I'm here also to challenge some of the false notions that exist about the Humane Society of the United States. You know, we have some of the biggest animal care programs in the country. We have all sorts of fabulous programs that don't touch agriculture, and those elements of our program don't get discussed. And unfortunately, there's this caricature that's developed among some within the agriculture community. And I talked to legislators today about really the real profile of the Humane Society of the United States.
Well, here's your opportunity to talk to farmers directly. We have a lot of readers that consider themselves family farmers, and I think they would really like to know what your view of your organization and what the mission of the Humane Society really is.
Great, and I really welcome the opportunity. We are an organization of regular Americans, farmers and teachers and everybody you can think of, every background and profession, urban, suburban, rural. Our mission is to fight animal cruelty and to promote the proper care and treatment of animals. That includes all animals. And we were really focused on this puppy mill issue here in Missouri because it's been a long festering issue. There have been a couple of decades worth of evidence to show that puppy mills are causing considerable harm to dogs. So we had a very surgical ballot measure to address just that issue. It doesn't deal with pigs or cattle or any other species, and it just focused on that. But more broadly, the Humane Society is not an enemy of agriculture. What we are, I think, is potentially a friend to agriculture in really resuscitating and reviving animal welfare thinking in all settings in agriculture. I think sometimes, we have been characterized as anti-agriculture, that we want to stop agriculture. If you look at the programs that we've engaged in with agriculture, it's about humane production, it's about humane transport, it's about humane slaughter.
What specific topics and programs are you talking about right there?
Well, obviously some of these things are federally regulated, like humane slaughter. I mean, it was the Humane Society back in 1958 that was the driving force behind the passage of the Humane Methods of Slaughter Act.
And to be clarifying, what is your definition of a humane slaughter?
Well,
what measure?
Well, the federal law basically says that animals need to be killed after they're rendered insensible to pain.
Right.
So they're stunned. If it's a captive bolt gun, if it's cattle, and it's other methods for pigs. Unfortunately, poultry are not covered. We do think that they should be covered under the Humane Methods of Slaughter Act as well.
Wayne, if I can jump in here, you have brought up in some of your proposals factory farms, that kind of thing. How would you define the difference between a factory farm and a family farm? Keep in mind that many of our we got to 400,000 readers for Farm Journal, and many of them are the largest growers in the United States that are still family farms by definition.
Well, we want to work with all farmers, and I think that the agreement that we hatched in Ohio, I thought was a great example. I mean, we were heading toward a ballot initiative, and then we all sat down together. I sat down with the head of the Farm Bureau and the head of the Ohio Pork Producers Council and the dairy folks and the Poultry Association and others. And we crafted a solution that none of us felt entirely good about, but that we all felt we could move forward with. And that was an answer for agriculture and advancing animal welfare. A lot of people think, well, the Humane Society represents a segment of the American public. We exist to propel these ideas, and one of the things that we are absolutely committed to is having a discussion with folks in agriculture about these issues, and that's why we're sitting down here today, because we want to have that discussion.